Hi, guys. Good evening, and to the other parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon. So, happy weekend to everybody. So, my name is Grace Billy, and welcome to my 46th episode of Let's Talk Live. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much to all our viewers and to all who has been following my page, and to all that is new to my page. And uh, asking me questions about what I do and stuff. So I'm a stay-at-home mom and a very successful digital business owner. And I'm doing this interview to inspire and inspire more moms or parents like me to do the same thing because it has changed our lives in so many ways. So I would like to help you out. We would actually like to help you out. And it's actually an eye opener. So for today, actually, I want you to be inspired with this amazing mom from New Zealand, and she's gonna tell us more about her life prior to the digital business and what changes did the online business give her life. So without further ado, let me welcome you, Red Carpio. Hi, sis.
Hi, hello everybody. It's afternoon here in Auckland, New Zealand. So good afternoon and good evening, good morning, wherever you are.
How are you today? It's weekend.
Yes, I'm good. So just had a quick run in the mall and the supermarket. Picked up my mom because she wanted to get something. So same thing. I went and bought something for dinner. Sinigang for
Uh,
dinner.
wow, sarap.
Yeah.
It's summer in there, right?
Yes,
In
it's
your
very hot today, actually. Yeah, so summer, and you guys are freezing cold on the other side of the world. So, usually, if that happens, we usually wanted to switch places, right? Like, I want the cold, and you guys, I want the warm weather. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. You're enjoying the sun while we're craving for some warm weather here. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, by the way, sis, I just want to thank you today because I know it's weekend. You're supposed to be outside and you have fun stuff to do with your kids, but you took the time to do this interview today. So thank you so much.
Oh, no worries. I'm actually starting to enjoy this kind of conversations. Yeah, so it's really like, like brings you out of your comfort zone. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, actually, you at first I did it. I was just doing this because it's just my personal preference. But I didn't know afterwards that those viewers that who are watching us. By the way, you guys can watch us live or replay on Facebook and YouTube. So those people that are watching or who's catching us in YouTube, they're sending me messages that about the inspiring, how inspired they are after watching, and then it resonates them because some of them, actually most of them, are actually moms like us and who actually immigrants and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's cool. All right. By the way, sis, I do have the questions ready for you. So if you're
Yep.
ready to start, we could go ahead. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Okay, so first of all, actually, we would like to know more about you. So who is Red? So can you tell us more about yourself or your background, please, and thank you.
Cool. So my name is Red, and I'm the face behind Thalorian Digital. Now, I guess I don't know. Maybe people that knows me calls me Red, and it's not my real name, but it was my nickname. And just to give a trivia behind it, why Red? It's because when my mom was carrying me in her tummy, she said that whatever the gender of this baby is gonna be, the nickname will be Red because red symbol aside from that's her favorite color, it symbolizes bravery, and those kind of thing that associates with the color red. So and she has this I think she was telling me there's a game that it's named red something. So anyway, that and that's
Mm.
why it's red. And the reason why that's where I'm comfortable at, because I feel like my real name is so much formal. If you call
Oh,
me by my real name, and it's more sort of like yeah, I want it to be more I guess comfortable, or yeah, relax, yeah, comfortable when people call me Red. It's more personal rather than very formal. So
okay.
yeah, which is probably people are like, oh, why Red, and she's a girl. So yeah, so I am currently in Auckland, New Zealand. I migrated here back in 2001. And I was very young. At that time, I was only 21. And the reason is because I met my husband. And yeah, so got married really young, and had a baby at 21. And then here, pretty much in a foreign country with, I don't know anyone except for my husband's family and friends. So yeah, so that's a bit of a background. And since then, when I was able to work, I started working as a part-time in a um, fast food chain, because that's I do not have any experience in a foreign country. So it's always like, where can you get the easiest sort of like job experience. So I started at a fast food chain. And then later on, I said to myself, well, I know that it's not really the career that I'm aiming towards. So I moved into retail. So one of the, biggest department stores here. And then, yeah, so I worked there for over a year. And then I was thinking, but I was doing two jobs, so the fast food and the retail. It's because, the pay isn't too much. um, so I said to myself as well, like, okay, well, still not the career that I'm leaning towards too. So eventually, I applied and got a job at Inland Revenue, which is like a tax government organization. So that started my career in the contact center. But during that time, I got pregnant with my second one. So I was like, okay. So, but the good thing is it's a temp job that I was able to do that while my belly is growing, and then by the time the contract finished, I'm about to pop. So that kind of like works. But obviously, for any working moms, or growing family, I couldn't afford to stay out of the workforce for too long, especially if you have bills to pay and all that. So I only was able to stop working for about 3 months, and then I reapplied again, and that gave me the opportunity to work in a local government, which is contact center as well. And from there, I stayed for over 14 years. So
Wow.
that's pretty much what the background is. Yeah, so that's pretty much me. And I'm a mom of three, three girls. I have a 19 years old, 14 and 11, and they are the name there on my business name, Thalorian, because it's Thara, Lauren, and Rian. So because ultimately my desire is to, to give them a good future, way better than what we can afford at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my God, 14 years and additional, like, I
Mm.
like what you said, when you migrate to a country, a foreign country, it's tough because you need the adjustment. Yeah, I'm not. Do you guys have winter there as well, or is it a rough winter or
Yes.
just my?
Auckland has a winter, but we don't get snow.
Oh, okay.
It just gets really cold, but not as bad, I think, as what you would experience there, where you're covered with snow and all that. If we want to experience snow, we have to actually do a long drive down south.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
okay.
but Auckland, which is quite north of New Zealand, we really don't get to experience that. We have to, I guess it's about 4 hours, 5 hours travel to a place where you can actually enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But like what you have mentioned, if you're in a foreign country where you're new to a country, there's a lot of adjustment. It's not only
Mm,
like for yourself, but because you also have families back home. You still would like to reconnect and all those stuff, and
mm,
it's tough. It's challenging, especially when you move to a foreign country. So I could relate to what you have mentioned a while ago. It's tough. So oh,
mm.
all
Especially if
right.
you're a young mom. I have the support of my husband's family, but you know, like you're trying to make your way, you know, in terms of culture, in terms of, okay, you know, how do they do this here, you know, and all these things. Yeah, so it's a lot of figuring out.
Yeah, and honestly, to tell you honestly, like when you first have a baby, you your heart, like for me, it's just my personal preference. I don't know if it's the same with you or other ones, but the person that I would like to get in touch with, like to get the comfort or whatever you want, like it's my
Mm,
mom because
mm,
she's the one who knows, like I know
yeah.
her that she took care of me and all those stuff. So I would run to her. So she's the first person that goes to my
Mm,
mind. But like we said, we're in a foreign country and we don't have
yes.
our moms beside us. It's quite challenging
Yes.
because the first person that you want to run to is not with you, right? So
Yes.
was that
And
like with you as well? Like your mom
yeah,
was the
well,
first
you know,
person?
yeah, because my mom is a midwife by profession. So, you know, like I know she worries at that time because for my size, I'm not a big lady. I'm a tiny Filipina lady and I'm carrying a very big baby inside me. So, so she's definitely concerned. And even if she would want to be with me, but because at that time I was very, very new to this country. You know, I haven't really figured out anything yet. So, yeah, like I guess it's tough for her because she knows how to deliver babies. Because, you know, in the Philippines, you can't be a midwife until you delivered how many hundreds
A
of
number?
babies, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, so that was tough. And then obviously, you always wanted, like, oh, my mom, what do I do? Because this is the first baby that you've got, like, oh, you know, what goes where and, you know, and all that. So, yeah, it's pretty tough, but you know, subsequently, because the gap of my children from my eldest to the second is 5 years, and then from the second to the third is 3 years, those two births she's already with me. So
Uh,
which is the best because she knows well, you know, as a midwife, she knows already how to, you know, to what to watch for in terms of a woman giving birth. So yeah, which is quite special.
that's good. And you're so lucky to have her with your second and your third girls because
Mm,
your mom probably knows the ins and outs of it already. So it's
mm,
cool.
yeah.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, because
All
here,
right.
usually here it's yeah, you usually have your own midwife that would deliver the baby, and if you choose to have someone with you as a support, then they can be in the room with you. So they're very accommodating like that.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Okay. Before I go on to my second question, sis, I just want to do some shout out because there's a lot of
Yeah.
people watching us right now. So to sis, was watching, thank you so much for watching. And hello, Alexi. So to Joel, who's watching from Edmonton. So it's Joel and Maria Padua. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today. I know it's Friday, but you're watching us. Thank you. So to Nicole, who's watching from Calgary, glad to see you here. Thank you so much. And to Deanne, who's watching right now, thank you so much. And to Ali, who's watching, good morning. All right. Okay,
Oh,
so my
hello,
next question,
hello.
so my next question for you is, what are your pains and struggles prior to starting the online business?
I guess with every young family, and the how we were brought up, like we study, we find a job, and then we work until we retire. That's like what the mentality is. However, though, and I do feel lucky that I did have a great career in local government. I've stayed there for 14 years and over. So I really enjoyed my work and my workmates. However, though, sometimes there comes to a point when you're reflecting, and then you're thinking, until when am I gonna do this? Like, oh gosh, how long? You see your kids are growing up. They're doing their own thing. You want to do more with them, because you feel like time is just passing by, and you're thinking, okay, like, when can I get even a little bit of freedom? Because in my work environment where we operate 24/7,
Oh,
it's quite difficult, and I think it's the same with all employees, right? Like, if you wanted to do something like go on a holiday, first of all, in my case, I have to make sure that I have enough annual leave, because if I don't, my bills doesn't
okay.
stop coming. So I have to make sure I have the means to cover it. So annual leave, obviously, it pays you even if you're away on holiday. But how much of that can you save in a year, especially if you ran out of your sick leave? Because when you ran out of your sick leave, you tap into the annual leave so that you get paid as well. So it's quite difficult, especially if you're planning to go home in the Philippines, for example. So there was a time in 2011 Christmas, up to 2012 New Year. I really planned a big holiday, so we stayed there for about 6 weeks. But that 6 weeks took me over 2 years of annual leave of saving. So if I ran out of my sick leave, I would say, because we can use the annual leave to cover, the shortfall if you want to get paid. I have to sacrifice a no pay for those times so that I can just save annual leave. So I think that's one of the struggles, and yeah, like just taking that time, because I can't just get off anytime I want, or at least if you want to take that time during that season that you wanted to go, you better be first in line, or you have a really really great excuse for them to let you off. So I think that's a pain and struggle, because yeah, I mean, as we know, the time flies so quickly. And even that, like, even if you're working, even if you have a good pay, you still feel that it's not enough to save for your retirement, and that's why people work until they retire, right? And for me, the only way to do more and have more time is to have something else. But the reality is, if you want more money, in my case, because I was working full time, then I'll have to get another job to just get more money. And even with that, you're paying secondary tax. So you're not really getting money per se, but because you're paying more tax on the secondary income. So that's the pains and struggles before. It's really just, you get to a point where you feel tired, of the daily routine. As much as you are grateful that you have a job, but sometimes you ask yourself, oh, until when? Until when can I get out of this cycle? Right. So for me, that's number one. Obviously, aside from, giving the best for my children, because that's a given if you have a family, but it's that, when can I be really free? So yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that. I was reflecting, I was thinking about like, oh my God, she was working for 14 years and she has three girls and it's like for me you were your hands were tied because you need to secure your kids' future
Mm-hmm.
as well as to cover up to pay all the bills and then but then you
Mm-hmm.
want to enjoy more time with your girls and with your family because, as you said, time is passing by. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes. And
Yeah.
as we know, one income household nowadays is not enough. Not enough. If if you have growing children, you want to invest in their future, so you send them to the best schools that you can afford. So it's really just trying to work, going to that routine of trying to earn, to secure them. It's at the end of the day, if you become a parent, I think all parents know, when you become a parent, it's not about you anymore. It's about you know how you can create that future for your children, that they can be comfortable. Like, if my background, say for example, if my background isn't that comfortable, like we go through hardships and what have you. When we have children, we wanted the best for them, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's pretty much the background regarding that, the pains and struggles, and you just really wanted to have a secure future plus that freedom from the daily
Yeah.
grind. Yeah.
Yeah. And because you want to spend more time with your kids too, right?
Mm.
You don't want
Mm.
you don't want to wake up one day, oh my God. They don't want to spend time with me anymore. Where did
Mm.
the time go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I bet there's a lot of moms out there who can relate to that because it's it's like something you need to weigh. It's
Mm.
tough, right?
Mm.
All right. Okay, I'll go on to my next question. So,
Yep.
what was your turning point or what made you decide to start that online business? And how did you start and when?
Yes. So actually, with the online business, or any business for that matter, I wasn't really looking for anything, honestly. But there's always been that, that thinking in your head that I need to do something, something. I need to do something. I don't know what it is, but I just need to do something because, again, with that daily grind, sometimes you get frustrated and you feel stuck. That feeling of, how can I get myself unstuck? And I just don't know where to start, what to do, which way to go. Yeah, so I wasn't looking. So my friend, Carol, she's my university friend back in the Philippines. So shout
Oh,
out,
oh
Carol. Because at one point in my life, I got sick. I got really tired of Manila because I grew up in Manila, but my grandparents came from Iloilo. So I pretty much, did my elementary, high school in Manila, and then I thought, after high school, I really wanted a change. Because Manila is so busy, crowded, polluted, and all that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to the province with my grandma, stay with her, and then go to the university there because it's still a city, but it's smaller and more relaxed. So anyway, that's where I met Carol. We were university friends. I only stayed there for a year and then went back to Manila. So fast forward to a few years back, we got reconnected on Facebook, and then fast forward to last year. Because obviously we're already connected on Facebook and what have you. She said, "Hey, I want you to check out something. Just watch this and see what you think." So I said, okay, yeah, sure. So here's my email. It's free anyway. So yeah, I don't mind. Just send me whatever, and then I'll see if I'm interested or not. But during that time, that was way back in March. But during that time, I was so caught up with my work that I didn't even pay attention to it. But I get emails, and I was like, wonder what it is. But I just ignored it. And then somehow later in May, so last week of May, but she checks in and say, "Hey, how was it? Have you watched it?" I said, "Nah, I have no time." Blah blah blah. But anyway, eventually I did last week of May, and I think that's where kind of like a light bulb or epiphany, however you call it, like when you watch the whole thing and then we're like, oh my god, oh my god, like that feeling of, gosh, okay, this could work. This might be something that I could do on the side, and all that feeling of excitement. And I kid you not, when I watched the when I watched the webinar, and and they heard the stories, there was a vision in front of me. It's kind of like those like a movie, like in front of you. And then I've seen myself going back home to the Philippines with my mom and dad and my cousins from here, and we were just enjoying a reunion, and the vision of we didn't even have to worry about any expenses. I don't know where that vision came from, but it just came when I watched it. And then I think that's where, that feeling of okay, like that particular excitement. So yeah, because for us it's quite important, because my dad had a stroke in 2018. So especially now, with COVID and what have you, um, it's difficult to if ever we he's going to be allowed at the airplane or what have you, it's difficult to travel with him now. So that vision of him being there with my mom and everyone else of my relatives, just enjoying a reunion and what have you, that's really like, it's that excitement and that feeling of pure happiness just flashed in front of me. So, and then that's where it started. And I when I watched it, I couldn't, like, it always plays in your mind, that, oh my gosh, like this is it. So, to make it short, then I joined the business. And yeah, so I started building since then. I'm a bit slow, I would say, because during that time I was working my full-time job, and then during the pandemic season, it's busy, so while I committed to the business as well, I wasn't putting as much effort that I should. But my thing is that, my commitment to is that as long as I show up every day, regardless of how many steps I take, as long as it's there, and I'm doing something. So yeah, so fast forward to December of last year, I got redundant. After 14 plus years of working in the local government, I got redundant. So I was like, okay, I feel like God is really redirecting me to do something else, because this wasn't a plan for me to go, full time on the business. And I do feel honestly that, running the business on the side first while you're trying to make your way, with the training and all that, is ideal, because you can, you're earning from your normal job. But the good thing about it is that once you build the business, it can eventually take over your 9 to 5 job. And for me, I feel like that's ideal, but that didn't happen, because now I got redundant. So, but I always think that God has a purpose, and God puts us in situations where we really don't expect. Because when I was thinking, what can I do, how can I feel, how can I unstuck myself from this, routine, then suddenly he would do something, and you would realize, oh my gosh, what just happened. And then that is really just him redirecting you, like, hey, this is where I want you to go, because this is where you deserve to be. So for me, that's my realization. So yeah, so from this January, because obviously the holidays are a bit busy, so from this January I focused myself fully into the business. So slowly I'm getting there, and then these interviews and what have you is really bringing you out, and yeah, and here I am.
Uh, that's good to know. And I would add on that one because I think like what you have said, God is di directing you to somewhere where you needed to be. And I think that everything has its perfect time. And I think it was all a blessing in disguise. So, and I believe
Yes.
cool. And by the way, you just have mentioned a while ago that you watched the webinar. So I just want
Mm,
to add on something on that. So for you guys who doesn't know what is a webinar, so it's more like a business workshop, a business masterclass that will tell you more about the business. And there's also people in there that will tell their stories and let you know what have happened or changed in their life or the transformation. So if you do want to watch the webinar, we do have it free, so you don't need to pay anything. You just need to watch it. Actually, this is sorry, this is Canada, like US time. So it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, 8 p.m. EST. And this is global actually. So you can check your
mm,
time zone. You just Google it, and it will show you the time zone on your country or where you're at. So all you need to do is register your name and email address on my website. So my website is www.gracebilly.com and it's flashing on your screen. And
mm.
Red's um Red's website is flashing on your screen too. You can write it down or do a screenshot. It's www.telori Telori sorry, it's the tongue twister. TellorianDigital.com. Did I say it
Yes.
right? All right,
Yes.
cool. Cool. And okay, cool. And then, like what Red has done, like she works full time. So if you guys
mm,
have work on the time when we have live webinar, you can still register or simply message us and we can send you the replay link of the webinar so you can watch it on weekends or when after your shift. So you can also watch it afterwards. So just send us a message, send us a Facebook message or register on our website and we can help you out. So just want to add on that one. Cool. All right. So I have two more questions for you.
yep.
We're almost there. So we would like to know what are the transformations or the big results that happened in your life after starting the business.
The biggest transformation or biggest results, I think, aside from obviously, big bucks, we always want, the monetary side of it. But
I got it.
with the journey that I have, I realized that the journey of entrepreneurs are quite different from the journey of employees, right? Because as employees, you trade your time for money. So you don't really need to worry about where, that money we're going to come from getting you paid. But the thing is, you're working for someone else. Whereas entrepreneurs, obviously, you whatever you put in on your business is what you're gonna get out of. So that's really one of those big difference. As well as entrepreneurs, um, don't be sort of like oh, what's the word? Um, what's the word? I'm getting blank. But it's not all sparkles and glitters. There'll be ups, there'll be downs, there'll be challenges along the way, and anyone that are successful is not gonna say that it's all easy, right? So you really have to have a strong mindset, and that perseverance. But the good thing about it is that this business gives you that support. So it's not just about money. It's not just about how you run your business, because they teach you that. It's about you, your mindset, and how you can develop yourself to be the person that is strong, to run that business. Because this one, if you are looking for an instant gratification, it wouldn't be for you. It's a long term building process. Like it's not like you're gonna start now and tomorrow hey, I'm rich. No, it's not like that. It is a commitment. It is a legacy that you can leave to your children. So it's a continuous building. It's a continuous improvement of yourself and of your business. So it is really important that you are strong. And I have to say that I have been through that. And I know that's not going to be the last of it. But the good thing about it is that you have that community support that actually gives you the boost and the inspiration to move through. So, and the thing is, what's the other great thing is that you are seeing evidences that it has worked for people. You're using the same system. It's not like there's one special for one person, there's another special path for one person. No, you are all using the same system. You are being given the same training. So, really, if people have been successful in doing this, so you, because you are going on the same way, right? The same path. And it and even in life we would have our own different journeys. My journey as a mom may be different from your journey as a mom. But at the end of the day, if we are directed to that one path that we take, we will get there eventually, right? And that same destination that we wanted to, which is time freedom, financial freedom, more time with our family, enjoy life rather than working until, you retire and then you're too tired to do anything else. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. And like what you have said, it challenges and well, some people will call it failure. Failure and challenges is part of a success. If you
Mm,
don't have those, you wouldn't be successful, right? Because
mm,
if you ask all the entrepreneurs, the successful people around the globe, they didn't like what you said. It's not always rainbows and it's not always like that. There's always something that you will learn from those challenges, and that will make you stronger. And the thing is, if you if you encounter those challenges, all you need to do is keep moving forward. Small
mm.
steps or baby steps, just keep moving forward and you'll get there, right?
Yeah. And there's one thing that I love the most, is the quote, or it's actually a book as well. It's everything is figure outable. If it's not a law of nature, everything is figure outable. Humans have figured out a lot of stuff. So to say that we can't figure things out probably isn't true. We just need to be resourceful, and we really just need to have that strong mindset that, yeah, we might fail, or we might, one thing might be tricky, but hey, it's not like you can't figure it out because someone else already did.
Yeah. You're
Mm,
not the like for us, like for me, I would say because I'm not the first immigrant here in Canada. I'm not the first one who had challenges when I became a mom. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of moms out there who has the same thing. And the thing is they were able to rise from all of that. So
mm,
I don't think you're the first person to be in that situation, and all you need to do is, change your mindset and just move forward and, be grateful for what you have. So,
yeah. And
it's
that's the
like we're
good thing
writing a
about
book here.
this. Yeah. And that's a good thing about this business, right? Because it's not just about the business side of it that they teach you. They teach you to be resilient, which is really important when you are an entrepreneur. Resilience, yeah, personal development. And I think that's the biggest thing, because those skills is transferable whatever you're doing. So whether you are in a corporate world, or wherever you are, those are life skills. So once you have that, once you've learned, all of that, it really can help you go through life.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for those wisdoms that you'll share with us today. All right. So before I go on to my last question, I just want to do some shout out. So to Rowena who's watching from Calgary, hello mommy, thank you so much for watching. To Changxia who's watching from California, I'll talk to you soon, and I'm glad
Mm.
to see you today. And to Marlene, who's watching from the Philippines, thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you so much for all these messages that you've been sending us. All right, hey, cool. So the last
Mm.
question, actually, it's not a question, but it's more of any advice or any tips that you would like to say to our viewers, or um, yeah, any advice you want to give them.
Yes, I think you really have to look deep down, right? And make that. Yeah, I guess you have to review your life and think about where do I really want it to be, what do I really want, what is that thing that I dream the most, and am I closer to that, to that dream? If you're closer, well, congratulations, you're doing a great thing. But if you are dreaming about something that could make your life more comfortable in the future, and if you are because like me, you know uh, 40, and then you realize, oh, okay, I've done this much but I ain't closer to where I'm heading. So if I've already spent how many years working a 9 to 5 job, but that's not getting me closer to where I wanted to be, how how much longer am I prepared to invest into something that I know that will give me a huge return and then gonna give me that life that I wanted in the future? So with this business, it really gives you that opportunity. So all you need to do really is to watch it, examine, and yes, there probably will be questions, and it's valid to have questions because that will give you the opportunity to make sure that what you're getting into is something that really you want, right? Because ultimately the decision wouldn't come from anyone else but you. So examine your life. What is it that you really want? And are you willing to take, if you see this opportunity and you see the potential, are you willing to take that opportunity, to spend and build 2 years, 3 years, 5 years in order to get your goal? Really, and thinking, okay, how far have you gone through your life doing the same thing, and yet you're not even closer to where you want to be. So just give this a chance. And at the end of the day, the information is free. See if it makes sense for you, and if it does, then good, then take the next step. um, because at the end of the day, I think, as we all know, we are on those times where it's very uncertain, right? Like we don't really know at the moment, with all that's craziness that's happening in the world, you know what our future is gonna be in terms of if we have our traditional jobs and what have you. So why not give yourself that chance to build something that could be, uh, I guess, your saving grace in the future. But I really encourage you to do your due diligence. You have to make, that effort to do your research, find out, because yeah, so you can make an informed decision. At the end of the day, no one is gonna force you to sign up or join something, that you don't really feel like, okay, yeah, this is legit and this is for me. So yeah, that's the advice that I can give. And I guess, yeah, so just be, um I guess be strong with your conviction in wanting to reach that life that you want. Um, yeah, because if as they say, it's the difference between won't and can't. So is it that you can't do it because of these excuses, or you just won't do it? You know, so um, yeah. So just see and figure it out and feel it as well. Because for me, aside from that making sense in my brain, and I think when you're feeling something, it's divine intervention. God is working there. And it's because sometimes your brain is too logical, too many things happening in there. But when your heart is saying another thing, and then if you mix that together, then you know whether it's for you or not. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's so nice. Thank you for that, for sharing that advice. And like what Sis has said, it's is it just you can't or you won't? The choice is actually in your hands, right?
Mm. Yeah, true.
You always have a choice. If you're not happy, if you're not content, how do I say? If you're not satisfied with your situation right now, you always have a choice. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
happy in your current situation, you always have a choice. All you need to
Yes.
do is change your mindset and way where you want to be. And you can take baby steps, right? It doesn't
Mm.
need to be like big steps so you can get there
Mm.
right away. Everything take you can take one step at a time and you'll get there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's all the questions that I have for you today. I know you still need to cook your sinigang.
Yeah. Cooking dinner. It's still early.
Yes.
It's 4 p.m. So, yeah.
So I won't take any more of your time because I think Rian might want to spend time with you. Or
Yes, I
okay.
really enjoyed it, and thank you for inviting me and
Oh,
gracing me in your page. Yeah, it's a really enjoyable experience now for me. Before I really dread it, but now I really enjoy this kind of conversations. Yeah.
yeah. That's cool. And as a like for me as a mom, you sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and sharing your journey with us is actually amazing because it's not only inspiring but empowering also women or moms like us because at the end of the day, we're all moms together. We're a group of moms
Mm.
who have, so that's cool. I love it. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank
So,
you.
uh, I won't take any more of your time because it's Saturday and it's warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
wish we
warm.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, I wish we're warm here too, but we're not. Thank you so much for today, sis. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for taking the time. And I, if you have any more questions, just send me a message or send random message, and we'll help you out or um, explain it to you, or if we could also guide you all
Mm.
throughout the journey. So that's all that I have to say today. And thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend, and thank you so much for you, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always a
Thanks,
pleasure.
everyone.